Hey guys, Lord here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Origins X Thundercats. Ah boy, we're looking at another freaking He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe, yada yada yada, but dang it all, it's actually a pretty decent He-Man. We'll get into that in just a moment though, because this of course brought to us by the fine folks over at Mattel, as well as this fella right here, the only other figure in this second wave of Masters X Thundercats that I currently have. Up on the channel already, though, I do have reviews of the Skeletor, Chitara, and Battlecat Man. I'm holding out hope that the Wave 3 Lino and Panthro are a little better than the ones we have at the moment. So getting this guy out of the way, his crazy predator-looking mask. Why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review? Take a look-see at all He-Man has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with his sword and shield, which are very Thundercats-esque this time around. He's got this big old honkin' claw shield, which is pretty cool. And then he does have this big old sword. I think that's the Eye of Omens right there. So there you go. It feels a little tacky, so be careful you don't scratch that off trying to futz with it. We also get this cool, basically Battlecat 2000X looking mask. It's got the spikes, it's got the teeth in the front. That's exactly what this looks like. So that's kind of neat. It is a little tough to get on his head, but it will stay. Putting that aside, we also get a power harness, so you can make him a regular He-Man. But it does have some, quite a bit of flashing on it, so that's a bit chintzy. I'm sure I could chip all this off, but I'm not going to use this, so I'm not going to bother, because how many He-Mans do we have with this on? Seriously? I'm assuming it goes on like this. But don't quote me on that. It does have the kind of slot for the sword on the back. But then of course we get the mini comic, which does have a pamphlet in case you're a maroon and don't know how these work. It's cross-sell on the back. You can see the other two figures I did not buy. Or other figure? Figures? Figure. I did not buy the Panthro. Now taking a closer look at He-Man. He looks more like a Frazetta guy, doesn't he? He's got the fur, he's got this cool lion's head on his chest. He's got the longer loincloth, the little shin guards down here. Bracers that are kind of loose. I wish these were tighter, but I guess I get why they are loose. He's got some wrappings around his bicep and his leg. Again, he has the sword holder back here. You can put this there if you want. Unlike previous sword holsters, you cannot push this all the way in there because this is not separate from this. The hilt is not separate from the blade. It's all one piece. So when you put it in here, the idea is to stop when it hits this little butt there. So there you go. There he is with his sword on his back. Looking pretty cool. As far as articulation goes, it's standard Origin stuff. His long flowing locks do get in the way of his head articulation. But speaking of those large flowing locks, we'll put this mask back on. Like I said, it takes a minute to really get it secure on there. But once you do it, it will stay. It's not going to fall off. So that's cool. He looks pretty gnarly with that on there, too. He looks like a completely different character. Other than, like, having the power sword, really doesn't look like He-Man at all. Like, you could use this as just a generic barbarian fella for your Origins figures to go on adventures and possibly do battle with. But I love that Battlecat mask. That's cool. It is kind of a pain in the but keep on there. Alright, it's on. It's on there. Stop butzing with it. Stop getting around with toys. His shoulders will go out. That far. Back down. Forward and back. Single jointed elbow with rotation. Swivel hinge wrist. This wrist has the up and down hinge, which is pretty cool. So you can hold his sword aloft and cut your head off, because I don't think this He-Man's going to waste time doing the whole, I have the power, blah, 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 spiel. I think he's just going to transform and kick the crap out of you. He does have a waist twist. This belt is a little high, I think, but I could probably heat that up and force it down and get a little bit more out of that waist. The hips will kick out, back down, kick forward and back just fine. Single jointed knee, pretty tight on this guy compared to the other figures on this line. Swivel at the knee, swivel at the boot. Well, hinder because of the shin guards. Then a hinge in the foot with a rocker, and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. But, all in all, very solid figure. I like this guy a lot, and that's saying a lot because I have had it up to here with He-Man variants. I mean, I'm a 2000X guy, and once I saw the Samurai Armor 2000X He-Man, I was just like, why? Why are we doing this? But I'm sure somebody out there will buy it. You know who you are. Let me clip his shield on. I have to say, I really do like the shield clips that Mattel uses over Hasbro, because they don't feel like they're gonna spontaneously disintegrate when I go to put the shield on the arm. It's an odd conundrum having a clip that actually is functional without feeling like it is going to snap into a million bajillion pieces. But there he is, looking like a mighty warrior. I mean, really, he looks like he's going to kick the snot out of somebody. So, setting him up there. I have to tell you, so far, I've been enjoying these Thundercats crossover figures, despite the fact that there is no evil mutants, really, to speak of. Kind of hoping that changes at some point, but I guess we'll talk about that a little more later. We look at Tigra, but before we wrap this up, we do have to bring in our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith, right there, and the infamous 11 Spawn, who, as usual, towers over everyone because he is not an Origin scale figure. I do believe these are 6-inch now. I don't think they are the 5.5 they used to be, but, you know, that's okay. A lot of people prefer themselves some 6-inch, and, well, these are cheap and affordable and posable, and I got no complaints. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but potential best He-Man in a hot minute ever? I don't know what it is, but this Thundercats crossover version of the most powerful man in the universe, it's just doing something, not just for me, but a lot of folks out there in the toy collecting community. Probably because somebody gave a crap when they conceived this particular version of He-Man, and it shows. He looks good. He poses well. His accessories, albeit that extra power harness is a bit chintzy, the accessories are pretty well done. I mean, it shows that effort was put into this. And the positive reception should give the fine folks over at Mattel a bit of an idea of what to do with their Origin style figures, at least, moving forward. So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.